words and symbols, and one that has affected about 10% of the global population. In Kitengela, two sisters have made it their life's mission to help people living with the condition read through everyday challenges and achieve their highest potential. Waris Kimathi visited Rarajem Talent School and filed the following report.
When Thomas and his wife Winnie could not find a suitable school for their 13-year-old daughter Nadia, they turned to the internet for help. Their daughter has dyslexia, a condition that makes those with it have difficulties in learning to read words, letters and other symbols, but one that does not affect the person's intelligence. It is estimated that some 780 million people live with one or another form of dyslexia globally, a whopping 10% of the total world population. Today, Thomas and Winnie are in Kitengela, some 30 kilometers out of Nairobi, hunting for a school. They have found a school here that teaches dyslexic kids, and after years of searching, guessing and endless worrying, they tell me they are willing to give a chance to Rarajem Talent School for kids.
When she was born, briefly, she had pneumonia for when she was like 3 months old. That we didn't know kuna maji inakuanga katikati ya masikio at that time. But Dr. Mpira Gikonyo did an operation on her. He's an ENT specialist. He did an operation on her.
I think it will be okay here, because even in the group, I got to learn of this place from a group.
These parents of two children tell me that it took them a long time to identify their daughter's dyslexia, and before they had put a finger on what it was, they would assume that she was deliberately refusing to read.
Actually, we never used to know she can't hear or talk. We used to think she's ignoring us. So as time went by, Nevita too. Oh, you can't read. Wewe utaki kusoma. Wewe utaki kusikia. We've done a lot of therapies actually.
Their daughter's reading impediment has often clashed with their love for her, and they tell me although she's heading into her pubescent years, they have not yet talked to her about her dyslexia. Thomas tells me that their daughter's dyslexia has not affected her social interactions with other children outside the classroom, since she's a gifted, bubbly person who loves to play and cook. One of the people that Thomas and Winnie will talk to about Nadia's enrollment is the school's founder, Phyllis Monyi. Phyllis, who is also the head of the National Dyslexia Organization here in Kenya, started Rarajem School with her twin sister Nancy after they both realized that their sons had dyslexia.
I have my son who was very good at home, very chap. You'd call them the crowd pullers, you know, like their kids, they are 3-year-old before they go to school, but all the other kids are around him. He's calling the shots, and he's very good at home and very even initiative, you know, he just could tell himself to do things. But now when he went to school, I started realizing that he is having problem, and this didn't come immediately. It is like when he was in preschool, when he was now going to class 1, we realized he's having, when now started, the reading started, we realized that he's having problem. He cannot read 3-letter words, especially spelling.
The year was 2005, and Phyllis delved into research, taking in anything and everything she could find about her son's condition. She was shocked to discover that the teachers in the primary school where her son went did not know about dyslexia, and that adversely affected how her son was taught and treated, both in the classroom and on the playground. She says the initiative to start the school has been a game changer, not just for her and her sister, but also for many other parents who had been struggling with their children's reading difficulties. Kenya's government policy towards special needs education has been criticized as slow and ineffective, and conditions such as dyslexia and other related conditions are grossly misunderstood, making it very difficult for children living with those conditions to thrive in ordinary classroom environments. However, Phyllis tells me that the biggest hardship for dyslexic kids is created by education system that uses writing and reading as the main parameter to gauge a child's ability and intelligence.
It is not easy to tell them, and that's why there's a big problem, because it is not a condition that you can see.
Yeah.
It is not a condition that you can tell this person has maybe limping, you know, the physical. Actually, it is one of the most hard condition to tell. It is one of the called hidden learning difficulties.
As a result of this misunderstanding, Phyllis says that dyslexic kids are often misjudged as lazy or disobedient, and often they endure bullying from both teachers and fellow learners. These mistreatments have led to trauma and depression for many of these children, with some ending up in tragic situations.
So they have low self-esteem, because who likes being the last one in class or getting the lowest marks? No. Then, unfortunately, where they are good at, they are not given opportunity. Because there are those who are good in arts or in performance, and because of the focus on homework, you find a lot of effort is put on the homework and which they are not able to do, and what they are good at, they are not considered. For example, a child with dyslexia will take longer to do homework and may not even finish homework. When they go back to school, the teacher will tell this child, instead of going to play, you finish your homework.
Steve Wanjata was at over 6 feet tall. He came to Rare Gem School in 2019 with dyslexia, and he tells me it's the right place for him to advance his talent as an artist.
Like back when I was in lower classes, I couldn't read, like, you know, in classes some students are able to read stories in class. Maybe it is an English lesson and you have to read a story and you have to participate, but you can't because you're having difficulties in reading. So it was quite difficult.
Phyllis's sister Nancy Munyi is a career teacher who is trained on teaching children who require special education and attention. Being a mother to a dyslexic child herself, Nancy says there are other people in her family with dyslexia.
Phyllis, is she your sister?
Yes, she is my sister.
So both of you have kids who were diagnosed or who have dyslexia?
We have dyslexia, and so now we don't need to go very far to confirm that the dyslexia that our children have, it is from genes. Actually, we have cousins who have we have identified their children that they have dyslexia. So our dyslexia is in the family.
Nancy believes that special needs education training for teachers will be a silver bullet in the fight against stigma and misinformation. I asked her what she and her learners expected to gain from the new competency-based learning curriculum, CBC. She told me she had high hopes.
I am still in a situation where we can see what will happen, but from what we are seeing, things might be different because there is no grading. And the grading is what used to kill children with dyslexia. Because every time they are like, a person with dyslexia will not be a high performer, will not find himself in the first quarter, like from number 1 to 10. They actually found in the bottom quarter. So when there is no grading now, the level or the ground is level for all of them.
As the government of Kenya starts to roll out a new learning curriculum that they say is going to help students have a more practical approach to learning, the learning of special students like those living with dyslexia here in Kitengela at Rare Gem School has been going on for years.
Waris Kimathi, Look Up TV in Kitengela.